Good morning. Day 64, I think. Getting ready to eat some breakfast and then hit the trail. This is just filled up my water bottle. Have this. I'll put some blackberries in there. Have to finish that one, drink that one, this banana, and one blueberry muffin. So this is the road we were supposed to come out on yesterday, but we didn't realize that at the time, and stopped a road early, which meant that we just had that extra mile today. So we were looking at our thing and it was supposed to be a 20-mile day, but with this extra mile it might be 21, which would again be our longest trek on the AT so far. There's the van right there that dropped us off a mile ago. It's got Parachute and DeLorean, a couple other people that we hiked with before. Just came out of the woods and we're walking by the interstate, but they've been kind enough to put this little fence up here and give us a little walkway, a little sidewalk. I'm looking at the sidewalk and not at the camera, but I'll turn it around and let you see what it looks like on this side. There you go, season one's in front of me. And we've only gone like a mile and a third so far. We'll be finally turning off the road and back in the woods up here. There we go. All right, I think that's what we're shooting for. I want to go ahead and share my thoughts on Angels Rest. So it was a great stay. The people there were very nice and very helpful. They had their bunkhouse, which I think it slept 12 or 14. You had plenty of room. You had hooks for your backpack. It was air conditioned, which was really nice, and I slept great last night. I had an amazing dream. And then they have a bathroom. They have 3 bathrooms with showers, all air controlled, and they had shampoo and conditioner and soap. Everything was full. Weren't running out of anything. Then right below the bathroom house is the kitchen and laundry room, and there were 2 washers and 2 dryers. And then next to that was a little kitchen that had like a little coil stove, I think a microwave, utensils, dishes, and then they had 2 mobile homes with bedrooms in them, and those were the private rooms. And then they had a common sitting area. And the one that 9 Lives stayed in, it was just for the people that were staying in that mobile home. And the other one was a common sitting area with a TV for any of us. But the quiet hours there were 8 o'clock, since some of those rooms were private, or the bedrooms were private rooms. So it was a shared bathroom, but only for the people that were in those mobile homes. And then they had tenting areas. I don't know if they had any other private bunkhouses, private rooms or not, but those are the ones that I was aware of. And they have slack packing available with smaller backpacks that you can use. And I obviously took advantage of the chiropractor, and she also did a little acupuncture. And very nice. Everybody that works there is very nice. It was super easy to get picked up, super easy to get dropped off. And the restaurant, there's a Mexican restaurant, a Dairy Queen, a Food Lion, like right behind the Angels Rest. So that was really easy to get to. And then I think there was a Dollar General, like 15-minute walk from there. And the post office was a half a mile from there. So it was a great location. and a good experience. So and the bunks were $25. So I think the private room with tax and everything, like 60. So there you have it. It's a warm one today. We have about 2 miles till we get to a shelter for lunch. We've gone 5.8 at this point, almost 5.9, 5.9. And back into the shade. The first part of today is uphill, as you can tell from my breathing. And my snot rag has turned into my sweat rag. So we have a little bit more of a climb, and then I think just a bunch of bumps along the top for quite a while. So that'll give us a little bit of a break. Hopefully it'll be in the shade, but I don't know. Here's Rice Field Shelter. It has there's a pretty nice view at the top, which I'll show you later. And I'm hoping they have a picnic table, because this is our lunch spot for today. We're at 775, and we don't have a water source for quite a while, so we just watered up at the last pipe spring, and so carrying a little bit extra weight. And yes, there's a picnic table. They have a nice little grill here too. All right, everything on me I think is sweaty, and so I'm gonna try to drink up, put some electrolytes in my water, and then I'm gonna have summer sausage cheese on a bagel. Graham crackers. Water. It is Element for today. Didn't get this knot out. Thought it was genius at the time. All right, 9 Lives. What are you doing?
Taking a nap. Oh,
No,
you mean after lunch?
No, I meant like right now. What you having?
Breakfast protein, dark chocolate coca breakfast bar. To go with my tuna
How's the
fish
body
sandwich.
feeling?
It's all right. It's all right. How many
This one
miles
right
we doing
here
today?
packed out snap peas and avocado. And she shared. She shared. Civilization. This is what it looks like from up here. Just ate at the shelter. We have about an 11-mile hike before we can get more water. And right now it's pretty exposed, but hopefully we'll go back into the woods. All right, I'm going to try to wear my hat and see how it works out. But I'm honestly not a fan of hats. Okay, that's the trail we're heading up. And it looks like it's taking us into the woods. This is kind of cool. I feel like I'm going through one of those hay mazes or something. Corn stalk mazes. It looks like I'm down here. my bill in my hat. It's so crooked. But it's me. So today while we were eating lunch, Hayes and Wonder Woman came through, and Hayes completed the trail last year and is just doing a section of it today, not today, but this year. And he originally was just going to do Virginia, but he's blasting through so fast, then he might do a little bit more, he said. And so I'm sure that they will pass me at some point, and maybe I can get a picture with them. If I do, I'll put it on right here. But they were very nice and seemed to have a lot of energy. A much younger generation than me. And but they seem to be having a blast out here. That's what it's all about. Well, I think I'm starting to figure out a couple things with my backpack. Well, one thing is that my food bag, because it's so heavy, creates an imbalance. So this morning before lunch, this thing is cracking me up. I had the food bag on my left side and my left hip was bothering me. So I put it on the right side today after lunch to see what the difference would be. And now my right hip is hurting. So I think that's the problem with my hips anyways. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to remedy that. But at least I know that it's because my backpack is not balanced. They just gave us a warning that they have a construction site and for us to stay on the trail. So this is what it looks like. We're almost 5 miles after lunch and I'm still wearing my hat. We've been going through some grassy, woody area, and now looks like just a lot of grassy. It's a field, but so far so good. I've been trying to fix this ever since I've looked at it, but at lunch today I ordered a sleeping bag liner that I think is light. It's like 4 ounces. I don't know if that's considered light or not, but it's the lightest one I could find for the summer. And I just need to have something between me and that mat because when it gets hot, it gets kind of sticky and it's not very comfortable. And I may just use that and then use the quilt as a blanket. I bought a new shirt and I ordered some Clorox wipes and one more thing, and I can't remember what it is. I'll have to tell you when I think of it. Else the other thing was my ground sheet for my tent. I'm gonna send the tie back home. Boy, it's beautiful out here. I thought it was gonna rain. We just got a notice. There are thunderstorm warnings. So this looks like the campsite. The last one before you get to the shelter, but it's a nice level area all the way around. The only problem is there's no water here, and we used all of our water to get this far. So we have to get to the water source, and then after that it's only like a mile to the shelter, or like 1.2 or something like that. So this site makes it hard unless you do a big water carry, and you know, when you're walking 20 miles in a day, you really don't want to do that. I'll tell you the most challenging thing for today, and it doesn't look like it now because the ground doesn't have a lot of rocks on it, but there are rocks everywhere on most of the trail today. And we had to really be careful about our footing and where we were putting our feet because you could roll an ankle or trip or whatever. You had to be really aware of where your feet were going so that you didn't trip over something or slip on something. So in that regard, it's been, that's more mental, staying mentally alert than anything else. And you're stepping out of those rocks and your feet get a little tender. But this section is absolutely beautiful. We have been blessed with no rain up to this point, and I hope it continues. And yeah, today's been a good day. It's exciting to be able to put in these kind of miles and still feel good. Now I'm sweaty and I'm tired. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but I'm still walking and I still feel good. So, and right now we're about 16 miles in. We have about 4 or 5 miles to go. So most of that'll be downhill. I think we have one more climb after this flat section, and then the rest is downhill. So I already know what I'm having for dinner. I'm having breakfast for dinner. I'm having my sausage. No, I'm having biscuits and gravy with pork crumbles. So it is heavy, so I want to get that out of my pack, and it's been in my pack for a while now. I've had it since my last resupply that my daughter Gina sent me. I've been saving it, and some days I just wasn't hungry enough to eat it, but it's got a lot of calories, and I just sometimes don't want to get that full. But I'm going to go ahead and eat it tonight so that I can lighten my load a little bit. And we only have 4 days of food in, so my bag wasn't quite as full as it normally is. And I really hope that we can keep our food carries to 3 to 4 days, because it just makes it easier to fit in my backpack and in my food bag too. So, and that makes it lighter. So that's about it. I'm a sweaty mess. What I'm talking about as far as footing. I don't know what intrigues me so much about these fern fields, but I just think they're fabulous. They are there's Blaze, so beautiful. We are on the descent. We do a couple little bumps on the way down, but I think most of the climbing is on the south end of me. So going north, one step at a time. You got it. Isn't that amazing? I mean, look at it. Coming up to another trailhead here, and I've seen a lot of really good comments about this trail. The northern terminus is 315 miles. So if it's something you're considering, that might be an option. And they are yellow blazes. I don't know where the trail goes, but we are going to Pine Swamp Shelter, and that is 2.5 miles from here. So we are following the white blazes one step at a time, one shelter at a time, one water source at a time, one trail town, one resupply, you name it, one step at a time. I know it's kind of dorky, but I think I'm kind of dorky, and so that's okay. There is a storm brewing. I can hear the thunder off in the distance, and we still have probably 2.3 to get to the campsite shelter, and it may be pouring rain by the time we get there. I don't know if you can hear that in the distance, but I'll bet you there will be no room in the shelter, which means there's a good likelihood that I'll be setting up my tent in the pouring rain, which the first night on trail, I set it up and it was raining. But it wasn't pouring, but it was raining pretty good. But that thunder sounds like it's rolling in pretty hard. And we're getting those breezes every once in a while that make me think the rain is coming. So I don't know how much more I'll be able to video, but just keep my fingers crossed. I'll keep my fingers crossed. You guys keep your fingers crossed for me, okay? Thanks. The thunder has been rumbling. I am 0.9 from the water and a mile and a half from the campsite or the shelter. And I have been walking double time, trying to get to that water source before the rain. That's my first goal. And then my second goal is to get to the shelter before the rain. So we'll see how that works out. You can't tell it from here, but it just got really dark. So if it starts raining, that means I have to stop. It's pouring. I'm gonna have to put my rain cover on and my rain jacket and maybe even my rain skirt, which will take a little bit of time. So that is why I'm trying to push it. I don't know if you can tell how fast I'm walking, but it's not super fast because, you know, I don't want to kill myself, but it's faster than I was going. That's for sure. I'm not sure if you can hear the rain or not, but it's still raining. It let up for a little bit right after I finished dinner, and we were able to find a adequate bear hang, barely. But it rained all the way here. I couldn't bring my phone out. It was raining so hard, but we basically had a mud river going down the trail. And once we got here, the shelter was full. And so I came out here and set up my tent. And then season 1 showed up and she picked out her spot and waited for the rain to let up. And then 9 Lives showed up and he ate dinner, and then we hung the bear line. And then 2 people left the shelter, well, actually 3, which left an opening for him to get in the shelter because it was going to be difficult for him to find a place to hang his hammock. So, but most of the day was beautiful, and it was, we did 20.6, I think. Let me see if I can look at this. It is, I'll have to look, hold on a second. You'll lose me for a second. Yep, 20.6 for the day. And yeah, I mean, it was getting, I'm tired now. Excuse me. But I had biscuits and gravy, and it was delicious. And I had a couple jelly beans and a couple graham crackers, and then put everything up. So my neck, you know, I got adjusted yesterday. Bothered me a little bit. I'm going to try to do some exercises for that before I go to bed. And I think I told you guys I bought some sleep, some things to help me sleep on certain nights, like I'm having a hard time. And I didn't tell you the name of it. So it is, I have it upside down. Hold on a second. What is it? Oh, Z-Quill. So made from NyQuil, but Z-Quill. So I may give that a shot. I don't even know if I need it tonight. Sorry. But I think I'm going to take it just to see if I can tell whether it works or not. And because I want a really good night's sleep, and it is raining pretty good, and I think it's going to rain for quite a while. Tent hang up was okay, but not my best. The net's kind of saggy, so I know I could have made it tighter, but I was under distress. It was raining. So anyways, day 65 in the books. I'll see you guys in the morning. We might go swimming tomorrow if the weather gets better. That's one more thing I want to do before I go to bed, is check the weather for tomorrow. So see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Peace out, and I'll see you in the morning.